Hello everybody, welcome to the Wonky Angle, where I talk about electronic music, both new and old. And today I'm going to be talking about the new album from Eric Prydz, Opus. Now, I may more or less be YouTube's resident expert on all things electronic music, but that doesn't mean I know everything about the genre. Electronic music is such a hugely broad genre with so much to offer that I'll never get to that point. And is also the reason why I've limited myself to just electronic music for this review show. I have a 148GB iPod filled nearly to the brim with music that I've liked over the years, and I've only got like 3GB of space left. And I'm still finding out about new bands and producers that I've never looked into before all the time, even in the mainstream. Like this guy, Eric Prydz. I admittedly wasn't very familiar with this guy before I started getting requests to cover his album. I'd seen his name on some remixes here and there, but that was about it. I mean, where's this guy from? England? Sweden? Oh no. Oh no. 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 Don't be involved with them. 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 Oh, no! No! Oh, Swedish House Mafia. I was hoping to never have to talk about these guys. Well, may as well get my thoughts down on them now and get them out of the way. So, in case you didn't figure it out, I happen to hate Swedish House Mafia. I really hate Swedish House Mafia. I think they're really boring. They only have 6 singles and nothing else. Maybe a couple of DJ mixes, but those don't count, because that's not their stuff. And out of their 6 singles, I only found one of them, Don't You Worry Child, to actually be memorable in any way. And even that one, not even likable. They're just boring, sellout technopop schlock. The worst part is that they've been disturbingly influential. Like, they invented the Avicii drop before Avicii got notorious for abusing the crap out of it. Now, I could rant on and on about why I don't like David Guetta or Calvin Harris, but I've said literally my entire opinion on Swedish House Mafia. They got nothing to discuss. So give me one reason. Give me one good reason why I should care about this Eric Prydz guy.
As far as my eyes can see.
Is this a trance version of Old and Wise by the Alan Parsons Project? That's a good reason. Having investigated further into Eric Prydz, I found he thankfully does not sound like Swedish House Mafia. Eric Prydz doesn't make complete, boring, sellout technopop schlock. He makes trance, progressive house, electro house, in the same vein as earlier Deadmau5, albeit a bit more intense. Like, Deadmau5 did one song that kinda sounds like Eric Prydz. Infro Turbo Kart Pig Racer. That one kinda sounds like Eric Prydz. Heck, even the intro of the title track on this album kinda reminds me of FN Pig by Deadmau5, but I digress. Point is, I like his production style. And given that he was apparently part of Swedish House Mafia, that definitely blew away my initial expectations. Another thing I should point out about this guy that I like is that a total of 2 songs off this new album have featuring credits. Compare that to, say, a typical Armin album, which usually have maybe a song or 2 that don't have featuring credits. Mr. Prydz here gave us a double album of entirely his own material without almost any outside help. I have to give him credit. Few EDM producers these days have the guts, or for that matter the work ethic, to do something like that. So how does this album here turn out? Well, it's good, but it falls short in one big department: variety. Most of these songs follow the same typical trance formula we've come to know well. This is especially disappointing to me because his debut album, Eric Prydz Presents Pryda, was much better in this department despite being only half as long. Or not much better, but better nonetheless. Sure, most of the songs were ordinary by-the-book trance stuff, but, I mean, we had Shadows, which sampled the Alan Parsons Project, we had Sunburst, which sampled New Order, we had Mighty Love, which had a disco-ish orchestra involved, we had Align, which had this big epic chorus, We had Pajanu, which had, a piano. We had Shadows, which sampled the Alan Parsons Project, which is still awesome, by the way. But you get the point. There was a little bit to talk about in the way of variety on this album here, but not as much. I mean, Collider had a pretty awesome piano section. Moody Monday sounds like some kind of 80s new wave tune, probably thanks to vocals from The Cut. Oddity has some cool drum tracks. Breathe has Rob Swire. Enough said. But that's pretty much it off the top of my head that really sticks out. Like I said, variety here is not exactly a high point. That being said, despite this album's length and lack of variety, I never at any point got bored of it. This guy's production style, while simplistic, is very satisfying and fun to listen to. He's kind of like Galantis in that regard, but I have quite a bit more respect for him than I do for them. This guy's main draw, though, has to be his melodies. Each of these songs has a distinctive melody, and even if I had the continuous mix, I think I probably would be able to tell when songs began and ended. He's good with the melodies. I also get the feeling, just from the experience I got from this album and his debut, this guy's live show is probably amazing. Intense beats that get people going, great melodies to get fans in the feels, etc. I have a feeling this album would go down great in a live setting. That being said, it does take a while to really get going. I think this album's second disc, which starts at the track Sunset at Cafe Mambo, was stronger and more memorable than the first disc. The first disc definitely had its good moments, like Collider, and the second disc had its less memorable moments, like Sunset at Cafe Mambo. That was really disappointing to hear that a song with a great title like that didn't actually stand out as much. But now the question is the album worth your time? I'd say yes. I don't think Eric Prydz is the best in the world or anything, and on top of that I would not at all be surprised if he ended up crushing himself under his own formula abuse someday in the future, Armin van Buuren style, but he's not there yet. I say this album is good, but yeah, the Pryda album was better. If you're into this kind of mainstream electro house, progressive house, trance music, then Prydz delivers in spades, and you'll have your fill with Opus. I didn't have high expectations out of a former Swedish House Mafia participant, and he way exceeded them. I mean, I might even add him to my overstuffed iPod. Overall, the Opus is a good album, Eric Prydz Presents Pryda is a better album, and I'd recommend both of them. So overall, I'm feeling a 7.5 out of 10. Favorite tracks, Collider, Moody Mondays, Klepht, Breathe, Generate, Oddity, Mija, Rescored, Everyday, and Opus. Least favorite song? You know what, screw it, I'm too lazy to pick one. But of course, it's just my opinion, you can feel free to disagree with it. Leave the comments in the comment thing and all the rest of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all for today. See you next time.